Hi everyone, and welcome to Griniflix Adventure 8, and we're doing another video here, and I'm actually using Griniflix Studio today. The studio is my photographic workshop. You can sort of see that I've got sort of a white wall and everything, and also it doubles up as my four-wheel drive adventure vehicle repair center, etc. Not to mention my motorcycle review set up for my adventure travel as well. So it has multi-functions, and we're doing another video here to talk about providing autofocus function to manual lenses using my Z6 as the body, the Nikon Z6, and that's on which I will be fitting the Megadap adapter and then putting the manual lenses onto the Z6. If you have been in photography for any length of time, or you're just getting started into photography, and you might enjoy using manual lenses. Manual focus lenses. I mean, with modern technology now, everything is autofocus, which is great. It serves a function, and but sometimes manual focus and manual aperture and manual shutter speeds can produce or can stimulate your creativity. Nevertheless, autofocus is really important, particularly when you're trying to do things by yourself. You haven't got a camera person to actually adjust the manual focus when you want to do videoing, for example. Recently, I've been doing some reviews on the Megadap adapter, autofocus adapter for M-mount lenses. Well, if you get an adapter, an additional adapter, for example, an F mount to an M mount, it means you can actually put Nikkor lenses or Nikon lenses, or in fact any other manual lens, whether it be Canon or whatever, if you've got the right adapter. With the M mount lenses, you can obviously put on Leica lenses. I've also got Voigtlander lenses, which are also M mounts, so they fit the Megadap adapter easily. And I've got a variety of lenses here. So the lenses that I'll be trying out with the Megadap adapter range from the Voigtlander 15mm wide angle lens, going all the way through the Leica lenses, the Nikkor lenses. I've got an 85 1.4 Nikkor lens, right up to the Leica 90mm f2.0 lens, with a bunch of 35 and 50mm lenses as well thrown in between. And we'll see what sort of effect that has on your videoing. Now, right now I'm videoing with the GoPro 9, so great for videoing. You can see yourself on that front screen, so you can see actually what you're doing. The thing about these small action cameras is that it's got this huge depth of field, so everything in the background is in focus as well as the foreground, which is great. But for the type of videoing you're doing, that could be exactly what you want. The advantage of using the autofocus adapter with manual lenses is that you can start to take advantage of some of the unique aspects of those manual lenses. One of those is how wide open are the lenses. Shooting at f1.4, it's magnificent, so you can actually create a wonderful bokeh background to you being in focus. That's assuming you've got something to focus the lens for you, so hence the autofocus mechanism if you don't have someone else focusing for you. I'll start off by doing some filming with the Z6 with the 24-70 f4S lens, which works really well, as you could imagine. So we've got a reference of what sort of bokeh you get at 70 with the Z mount lens, and then compare that to all the other manual lenses that I have here, and that will give us all a wonderful perspective on shooting wide open and how well that Megadap autofocus adapter works for manual lenses. So that's the plan. Let's get on with the test. Okay, we're moving on to 70. So that's at 70 now. So, at 70mm, you can see the level of out of focus in the background, and that's at f4 on the 24 to 70 Z mount lens. And I guess it's a nice little bit of background. The separation I have right now is about 2 meters from me to the actual back screen here. So that gives you a rough perspective. So part of the process now will be to chop and change, do some editing. I have the manual lenses on the Z6, and we'll clip somehow all these video clips together so that you can actually see some perspective of, if you're taking full advantage of these manual lenses and shooting wide open right up to 1.4, the Megadap Auto Focus system does work down to about 1.4. We'll try and do the videos at wide open, and we'll see how the Megadap handles the focus. We'll start off at 90mm, so the Leica 90 f2, and we'll mount that onto the Nikon Z body. All right, well, I've got the Leica 90mm f2 on there right now with the Megadap adapter on the Z6 Nikon, shooting at f2, so that gives you some sort of perspective as far as what the bokeh looks like, the out of focus area on the back there, compared to the 70mm on the f4 on the 24-70 ZS lens. If I move back, then the Megadap adapter should be adjusting the focus, and as I move around, hopefully it's got me in focus as well. So how's that? Let's try the Nikkor 85 f1.4 and let's see how that looks. This is the Nikkor 85mm f1.4. No glasses, with glasses. And there's my bokeh. How does it look? Exciting. So I'll just move back a bit. And how does that handle it? Is the Megadap doing its job, focusing with the manual lens and adjusting accordingly? What do you reckon? So you can see with the difference in bokeh, and you can be imaginative with the type of lighting you have in the background to create all sorts of wonderful effects by having that shallow depth of field. But with the 85 1.4, even when you're focusing manually, trying to get that focus just right onto the eyes is not easy. So I'm guessing that the Nikon Z6 and the Megadap are working really well together right now to make sure that it focuses on the eye, regardless whether I move slightly in or out, and the focus should be adjusting all the time. What do you reckon? Any good? I think it's working quite well. So that's the 85 1.4 Nikkor. So the next lens I'll be putting on 50mm f1.2. So I'll try wide open, again 1.2. I know Megadap say that 1.4 is what they've rated their adapter to, but we'll try 1.2. We'll push it to the limit and see how well the 50 handles the focus. All right, okay, so now we've got the Nikkor 50mm f1.2 at 1.2. No glasses, with glasses. So how's that looking? 1.2 wide open, so you can see the bokeh in the background. You might have worked out that that phone number there is my phone number, so if you want to call me, by all means do. Anyway, so there you go. So moving around, let's see how it handles it. So that's with the glasses on, going right back to the background here. Take the glasses off and we'll move slightly forward Let's see how that's handling it. So that's 1.2, f1.2, 50mm. So if you wanted to have, okay, well let's just talk about price. So comes back to manual lenses. You can pick up a 50mm f1.2 for about 600 Australian dollars secondhand. I suspect a lot of these manual lenses are going to go up in price rather than going down in price. And when you put on the Megadap adapter, you're adding probably another 350 US dollars. So that's probably about $500 Australian again. So around $1,000 you get a autofocus 50mm f1.2 autofocus. So I guess to do the equivalent you have to go for the Nikon Z mount, which I'm sure is an outstanding lens, and probably that combination is going to be better as far as quality is concerned. But you know, you're looking at about 2,000 US dollars, I think, or 3,000 Australian dollars. So there is definitely a financial aspect to this. This is the lens that I probably wanted to try out the most with the Megadap adapter to make sure that the autofocus worked really well with it, because it's so hard to focus at 1.2 at 50 millimeters. And it's a great lens. It compresses the image, it provides out of focus nicely. It's probably one of my favorite lenses as far as the manual lenses are concerned. I'm confident about using it for video and with the autofocus adapter, whether I shoot at 1.2 or 1.4 or 2. But anyway, shooting wide open means I've got that shallow depth of field, good bokeh, out of focus area in the background. I look forward to getting your comments, whether you've tried using an autofocus adapter with manual lenses on your mirrorless setup. Without a doubt, mirrorless cameras are a game changer to photography because it enables to use all sorts of manufactured lenses from other manufacturers on your mirrorless camera with the adapters, whether they be manual focus or whether they be autofocus adapters. It really broadens the photography scope as far as the type of tools that you use. But at the end of the day, it's whether you can actually capture an image and what sort of story you can actually portray with your video or with the stills. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Thumbs up if you like this video. Do comment. If you haven't already subscribed, do subscribe. And I look forward to seeing you on the next video. Thanks. Cheers. Bye.